be. When I think about that character, like, what is it that causes him to be that way and me to be whichever way that I happen to be? How do I reach that kind of a peace, that kind of an insanity, it looks like? Oh my goodness. But he's amazing, phenomenal, gorgeous teacher. Anybody who's embodied presence has been the Buddha, Anybody. Jesus. I was going to say Muhammad, but I actually don't know anything about Muhammad. I've never really read about him in any way, shape, or form, so I can't actually say that about that guy. So people say that he was good stuff. I've seen different things. When it comes to Islam, but seems to be a lot of ancestral trauma in that particular tradition with some of the people that I've seen practicing it. I see other people that practice it, but they say that certain things aren't in the book. I don't know. It seems like there are certain things in the book I wouldn't agree with, perhaps, but hey, I guess it's all perfection in some way. It relates to a person that's reflecting something that's causing benefit for everything. But I have seen one person get really heated into that reflection, like, whoa, like it really wants to be the top. But hey, that's what a lot of people want to do. They really want to be the top. They really want to be the best with a lot of different traditions, maybe even Tibetans, maybe even Buddhists in some ways, and certain people, whatever it is that's going on for a certain part of their ego reality, the level of the realization and understanding that still seems to bear, to witness some form of competition. And that's okay, whatever's going on with them. They're learning and growing. That's not a problem, But yeah, I've seen somebody be like, bow to your knees to what is Allah. And it's like, whoa, dude, it was some fierce energy, I gotta say, man. Gotta clear up that trauma. So for me, I would guide people, away from organized religions and traditions in some way, typically. But hey, whatever you like to do is going to lead you to wherever it is you need to go. So you don't need me to guide you. You are your own guiding system. Go ahead and trust yourself and your interpretation of whatever information. The information comes from me, and please feel free to not only conceptualize whatever's being taught by me, yourself, or by anybody else, but to seek your own direct experience. Now, the way that I would say to do this, that I found to be most beneficial for myself, is to constantly empty the cup of your knowing, constantly do that. Let go of your truth, let go of your knowing, let go of your concept, your lie, whatever it is. Let it all completely go. And from a completely new place, the place of a child who knows nothing, take upon yourself the information of this new experience that you've set intention to have, to realize yourself, and also to realize yourself for a very pure fashion, in a way that's in alignment with all of consciousness. And that would always be, from my point of view and perception, something that I think that, separates something from the chaff, but anyways, you'll probably know what I mean, whoever you are that's listening. But that's what separates, different experiential understandings and levels of instantaneous rises into awareness, is, the holding on to some form of ego identity for the benefit of that ego identity. So when we're doing it for a selfish purpose, it seems to, bring about itself a selfish outcome that, to me, only relates to that person's individual mind and its belief structure, so its concept, its lie, and it empowers that lie in a way that makes it very difficult for that being to become free from itself and its own obscurated awareness. And that's something I would hope that watching this and trying to do things in any kind of a manner, of a way that I would maybe guide or give information on, that you would see is a way that's going to lead to confusion and suffering for yourself in some manner. And not that you won't eventually become free of it, but can find it, the harder you go into a Godhead mentality of doing things for yourself to benefit your ego self, to bring upon yourself fame or power, rising above others, making people below you at your feet, whatever that is pretty hard to come out of. And so I would guide for your safety, to try to do your best to set a pure intention, a selfless intention, an intention that is for the benefit of all beings everywhere without one exception equally, without leaving any of those beings out, not the birds, the bees, the cockroaches, the flies, the murderers, the thieves, the people that you hate most, the people that you love most, people that you really don't agree with most, kind of like always doing things so that they can understand themselves and having compassion for them, and so that they may be liberated, that they may reach the same place that you have, and maybe that you reach this place in order to be able to help them to reach this place that you have been gifted by the whole of everything, this amazing wisdom that has been gifted to you, that has been given you, that has set you free from the obscurations of your mind and has brought you into the peace of the moment, so that you may really help other beings do this as well. That's a really amazing and pure place to be. That's a really phenomenal place to bring to the table. So I hope that we can all do this for one another, all be there for each other. That would be really beautiful. I would be more than delighted, if this was what was occurring for us all. More than delighted. And, yeah, for real. I think we're on video 4 now of this focus, which, not a particular focus actually, but, whatever focus is coming through, about setting intention, and being for the benefit of all beings, emptying the cup of our knowing, our truths and our lies. Truth is always there. What's true of you can never die, can never go away. The only thing that will fade is the lie, the concepts. If you truly let these things go and go into a ceremony with intention, you may find that you don't even remember the lies that you were telling yourself anymore, that they were so illusory, so non-existent, that they cannot live in the truth of what you become. Now, just because you found truth in some way doesn't mean that you're not still relating it from a place of ego understanding, And so I would consistently let go of our truth. Every time, consistently let it go. Allow it to grow, allow it to expand. Don't ever hold it in an absolute or rigid way, but always be open to the growth of it and for you to be seen as wrong in your perception of it even. Like maybe you understand unconditional love, but maybe you don't really understand what it is. And so allow yourself doorways on all sides for that understanding to grow and to flourish, to expand, and to deepen, and to understand much more clearly what it really means to be unconditionally loving. I thought love was this and love was that, and that compassion was this and compassion was that. Then I found out my need for compassion. I found out, that love doesn't innate in all these other different things, and so it took a long time, and I'm still learning and growing now. And so I suggest to you to always leave a doorway open for your growth, for your learning, that you don't ever become so rigid to a form, to an ego identity, even if it is one that's very beautiful and very, very wise seeming, If you close yourself from learning, your wisdom's not very great. But it doesn't mean that you don't have very great wisdom. But it's an intelligence thing, so from one intelligent man or being, united male and female, to another, please always leave yourself open a doorway and all your information for its growth and for its expansion. Never hold too rigidly and then have to attack or defend without a true absolute knowing. And until the time that you're a full, complete, realized, limitless being, zero question of yourself in any kind of a way, from a place that's true, not because you decided, all right, I know everything, I'm complete, and then you decided to hold on to that without it actually showing itself within the reality, which, sometimes may be possible to do that and have it show itself. Who knows for sure? But I think it's best to be honest with ourselves where we're at actually, and know where we're going actually, and maybe let go of where we're going actually, even though we're intending to go there. Absolutely. I'm not saying not intend, Don't forget to be a benefit to all beings. This can be hard, through certain traditions, though. So that's why I really like the Buddhist tradition, because it doesn't cut anything out. It is truly for the benefit of all beings everywhere, without one exception, constantly, always, through all lifetimes and mind streams, to the very end of all the lifetimes and mind streams, and so on and so forth, forever, for however long. And so, I mean, even Hindu tradition, like I said, they ruthlessly kill cockroaches, man. So that's like the one thing they don't forgive or love or do things for the benefit of. But maybe they say that it is a benefit for them, and you know. But I'm just like, man, come on, y'all. Can't we just love all of ourselves? Can't we just understand all of ourselves? And I love that Buddhists don't believe that, you know, you can't reach it through Krishna consciousness. You know, you can. You can reach it through every path. You can reach it through Christianity, through all these different things, through all these amazing teachings. There's been phenomenal masters and understanded ascended masters through all these different traditions. And so, really, you know, releasing the self completely to understand the self completely is a big deal. And a lot of these people, you know, born into service and compassion in these really phenomenal ways, you know, to be there for your brothers, for your families, for your enemies, for everybody. And these things are amazing seeds that bear the seed of truth, you know, the tree of truth, and always bear good fruit. There are ways that I see it to be very fast in doing so, and ways that I see to be very slow in doing so, and whether it seems to be a greater or lesser vehicle, they're all equal, and they're all amazing. Find your vehicle. Find the amazingness. Hopefully I can help. Hopefully I can share whatever it is that anybody might need to hear. You know, I'm making movies here. A bunch of them. And hoping that they're going to be helpful. And, you know, if anybody wants to let me know if they are, great. If you don't want to let me know that they are, perfect. Either way, I got to stand on my own 2 feet, completely sustained by myself. And so, the more I can do this without any kind of sign that I'm doing this for any kind of a reason from anybody else validating me, the stronger I become anyway. The more I see I don't need those things, and the more I don't hold on to them, attach to them, and say, I've done this good thing. Can you tell me about it? Then I don't have to hold on to the past. I can do a good thing and move on as if I've never done a good thing. I can continue doing good things, not even worrying if I'm doing a good thing or a bad thing or any of those things. Just being a complete, genuine, and authentic being, naturally being for the benefit of everything in a way that is simply being. Just being. That's amazing. To just be being. Man. It's like what all of consciousness does. You think it asks questions about it? You think it's mad that it's killing people right now, and that it's saving people right now, and that it's giving birth and it's giving death? You think it's judging itself? Worried about what you think? It knows what it's doing. Doesn't have to ask you about it. Doesn't have to hear you praise. Would it accept it if you did? Absolutely. Why not? You think it would reward that? If it's true, I mean, it'll reward you in every way possible, that's for sure. Even for your actions that aren't true. Sometimes you ask for something, it's going to give you something else. Because what you were asking for was to bring you happiness. But it knew that's not what was going to bring you happiness, so it brought you the thing that would bring you happiness. And sometimes that thing that's going to bring you happiness is a humbling. It's a painful experience. That kicks you away from that ego that wanted that other thing it thought was going to bring it happiness, so that you could be put in a different place to see a different angle and to know what really is going to bring you happiness. It's like, well, actually, I thought I wanted this house, but really, I just want to be like here and peaceful in my mind. I just don't want to have any more fear or confusion or all these thoughts getting me this way, that way, and that way. I just want to be right here, right now. No, I don't even need that thing over there right now. I just need to breathe for a second. Hold on. We find that breath and we're like, oh, maybe that's all I need. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Oh. Well, I don't know if you've been able to hear me or not, or if it's been too loud with the wind, or what's going on, but I hope you've heard this whole thing, and that everything's going good for you always in every way. My neck really hurts now. This was happening to me before when I was doing these kinds of things. I was like, oh no, I stay in these positions for so long. But hey, there's a way surely that I could set this up somewhere and make this a little easier for me, and it would be easier for us. But I like to transfer this information, so I love you so much. Thank you for everything. I'm going to go and drink some water and smoke and drive my car somewhere else, and maybe start doing another video in a place that I feel more comfortable and it's good for my body and healthy for myself. And in between this time and now, we'll probably be in another frequency, and so we'll bring out another teaching in some kind of way. Maybe that one will be a teaching that you find to be more interesting or invigorating. These are all talking, and so it's like, hey, aren't you going to tell me how to do something? Well, I am. And it comes with a very long explanation, and you can't get very confused by it if I articulate in this very descriptive manner, perhaps. But maybe you can, and that's okay. Not a big deal. If you use too much of a dualistic mind, it will be kind of difficult, perhaps. Maybe not. Who knows? So, I love you. Thank you. I hope you have a very beautiful day. And, yeah. Aloha.